Okay, I'm going to show you how to brush, or what you need for brushes and grooming equipment with the poodle. I have a good pin brush here. This is from Greyhound Pro. I don't know if you can read that, but it's Greyhound Pro. A really good pin brush. Does not have knobs on the end, so it's not going to rip out their coat. It's not too scratchy. Had it for a long time, and the pins aren't falling out, aren't collapsing. Seems to be a good brush. They're not too stiff, but they've got enough stability to make it through the coat. Really good brush for puppy hair and for growing show coat. The way I brush is I make a line here, hold the hair out of the way, and then brush the hair. It's called line brushing. You brush and you kind of pull the hair as you brush along, and it kind of pulls it out. You see, back up, River. And you see just kind of moving up the hair slowly, releasing it as I brush out. On a dog you're not growing coat on, you can just brush the hair like this. You don't have to spray it with anything. But if I was going to do like Lena, I would want to spray her hair with some, mist it with water, or with some kind of anti-static spray, some kind of conditioning spray to keep the static from causing it to break. But Jazz, I'm not really growing her hair, so I really don't care. I just want to get the tangles out without causing her any pain and suffering. And this brush does a really good job. It's not going to hurt the dog. You can scratch it across your skin. It's a little rough, but it's not painful. And then you can, you know, after you line brush the whole thing and get all the tangles out, then you can just do this. If you just brush like this, you're just going over the top of the coat. You're not getting in here deep. So it's much better to do the line brushing like I do here. Woo! Stay. Stay. So line brush the whole area. Ears, top knots, anywhere you have a good amount of hair. Line brush it first. And once you have it all line brushed, then you can run your brush through it and see what you have missed. It feels different when there's a tangle. It has a little different sound. Once you do this a while, you kind of get a feel for that. Another good brush is a slicker brush. The downfall of the slicker brush is you should never use it on really short coat like this down here without being very gentle, because this is absolutely going to scratch. It hurts when you do that, and it will be like that on your dog if your dog has no hair. So you need to be careful with a slicker brush, how you use it. Be careful around the eyes. You can absolutely scratch their corneas. It is a very useful brush. You just have to be careful. Don't get wild, and don't get in a hurry when you're using a slicker brush. You can go over it. It makes a really nice fluffy coat. The downfall of the slicker is that it pulls the undercoat out. If you have a dog with a really thick coat and you don't care if they lose a little undercoat, use a slicker. If your dog has a wispy thin coat and you don't want them to lose any more than they've already got here, don't use a slicker, because you will absolutely pull coat out when you do that. I missed some snags back there. Yeah, it's snagging a little bit. She's got some hair back here that's a little tangled. So it gives you a nice, beautiful, poofy top knot. Slicker does. Last thing we have is a comb. These are good for helping pick out mats around the ears, because sometimes they mat here, sometimes they mat back here, and you might need a comb. They're also really good if you do your own grooming for shaping top knots. So you take the comb and you brush all the hair over to one side, and then you will shape the top knot brush it all to the other side, shape the top knot, take their ears and do like that, fluff it up, and then shape the top. So you get your sides rounded and then your top, and then the front is the same way. You brush it forward, comb it forward in the front, shape it around their eyes, and same for the back. You brush it all the way back and shape it in the style that you want. Comb is very useful. Love having a comb. Allows you to part the hair so you can ponytail as needed. I've already ponytailed Lena this morning. Come here, Lena. Lena, come here, baby. She's already starting to knock it down, but I can show you a little bit here. I've got 3 ponytails in her hair. I put a ponytail here, put a ponytail here, and then I put one in the top. That holds it up and out of her face, allows her to see, because I'm trying to grow her hair really long. Ponytails I use are these little rubber bands, about the size of the end of my finger. Catherine gave me these rubber bands. They come in a big bag. I bought some other ones right here previously. The key is that they're soft. They're not a hard rubber band. They're really soft. They're really rubbery, springy. You'll want to put them in very tight, and then when you take them out of the hair, you want to clip them out with a clipper or a seam ripper or a pair of little scissors, if you can do that without messing up the hair too bad. I try using scissors. I always end up cutting the hair. So I'm better off just clipping them with this, and it comes right out. Don't pull them out, because then you'll just rip all the dog's hair out. They really are sticky. They really grip the hair, which is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to stay in. So when they're ready to come out, you want to cut them out. I use them in my daughter's hair when we're doing little ponytails, or if we're going to do a braiding design or something in her hair. I use them in her too. Really useful. And I guess that's it.